Perfect. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Community Development Block Grant Income Survey Workshop. My name is Rosie Goldich, and I'm a CDBG Coordinator here at Community MT Division at the Montana Department of Commerce. Thanks, everyone, for joining. A couple of housekeeping items first. This presentation is recorded. The slides and recording will be available on our website shortly after we're finished. Second, we will have time for questions at the end of the presentation. Please feel free to put them in the chat along the way, but I might not be able to answer them until the end. Now, let's get started. Today, I'm hoping to answer the following questions for everyone. What is an income survey? Why do I need an income survey? When should I complete an income survey? How do I create one? What income survey resources does Commerce and HUD have available? I'll be discussing how to determine if you need to complete an income survey, the resources that the Department of Housing and Urban Development have available, and Montana Department of Commerce, and sample income surveys to decide which version is right for you and your community and your proposed project. In our CDBG Grant Administration Manual, we have some updated resources to share with you. At the bottom of the Grant Administration Manual, you'll see the Income Survey Toolkit. This includes the handbook, sample income surveys and cover letters, relevant CPD notices, and this is where you will find the recorded presentation and slides after today. So what is an income survey? An income survey is a tool that can be used to measure the percentage of low to moderate income residents in a community. If executed correctly, this tool can aid in meeting program eligibility, especially for the CDBG program. An income survey can create a new LMI percentage for a community, and with a specific type of survey, can also create a new median household income if the survey is executed correctly. Before we discuss the process of income surveys, let's take a step back to review the low to moderate income national objective. The CDBG program has three national objectives: benefit to low and moderate income persons, aid in the prevention or elimination of slums and blight, and urgent need. Today, we'll be focusing on the benefit to low and moderate income persons national objective. In order to qualify for CDBG funding, a minimum of the 51% of the beneficiaries must be low to moderate income individuals. Benefits to LMI persons can be documented in the following ways. Area-wide benefit. The activity benefits all residents in a particular area, which can be documented by recording the LMI percentage as provided by the American Community Survey available on the CDBG website, and conducting an income survey. Or limited clientele. The activity benefits a particular group of individuals. This can be demonstrated if the proposed project benefits a clientele that is generally presumed to be low to moderate income, or conducting an income survey, demonstrating that the applicant has income eligibility requirements limiting their activity to low to moderate income persons or households, or demonstrating that the proposed project is of such a nature and location that it can be concluded that clients are primarily low to moderate income persons. There are several group of persons who, according to 24 CFR Part 570, Section 208, are assumed to be low to moderate income. Those groups of individuals are abused children, battered spouses, elderly persons, adults meeting the Bureau of Census's current population reports definition of severely disabled, homeless persons, illiterate adults, persons living with AIDS, and migrant farm workers. So why do you need to complete an income survey? You will need to perform an income survey if one or more of the following barriers exist. First, HUD data has confirmed that fewer than 51% of the people in your community, city, town, or consolidated county, are low to moderate income individuals. Two, when HUD or census data is simply not available. Three, when census boundaries do not correspond to the proposed project benefit area. For example, a water sewer district is the subrecipient of the project and covers more than one census tract, but not the entire community or covers less than one census tract. The first step in determining if you or the community you work for requires an income survey is to visit our census and target rate table on our website. In this table, you can search any CDP, city, town, consolidated city, county, or county. After you have selected your geography, the low and moderate income percent, as well as additional information, will display. If this number is below 51%, then an alternative method of determining CDBG eligibility, like performing an income survey, will be required. You can find this table on our website by selecting Infrastructure and Planning, then Resources, then Census and Target Rate Table. I have included a link to this page at the bottom of this slide, and as previously stated, these slides will be available after the presentation. If you have determined that your community must complete an income survey in order to be eligible for a CDBG application, the first step is to find out what are the low and moderate income levels are. Make sure that you are searching for the HUD income limits for the appropriate year. So you will visit the HUD income limits website. After clicking on, After clicking on the IL documentation link, you'll be brought to this page where you will select county, select Montana, and then you will select the corresponding county where your project is occurring. When the income limits are displayed along with the median family income. Note, for certain areas in Montana, the FY 2026 income limit area will say HUD Metro FMR area. FMR stands for fair market rent. On this example page, if you're going to perform an income survey using income range, which we will talk about later, you can use the bottom row low income limit of 80% area median income for your upper income limit, and either the very low or extremely low as the bottom income limit. This will become clearer as we walk through the income survey examples. Also, please note, these income limits are updated approximately every April or May. Please make sure you're utilizing the most up-to-date income limits for your income survey. Your income survey must also contain a cover letter. This cover letter will explain the purpose of the survey, the distribution method of the survey, and when the completed surveys must be returned by. The cover letter will remind residents to sign their income surveys and any relevant contact information. There is a sample cover letter included in the income survey toolkit. In order for residents to accurately complete income surveys, they need to understand all of the different forms of income. HUD considers income to be the following: the gross amount before any payroll deductions of wages and salaries, overtime pay, commissions, fees, tips, and bonuses, the net income from operation of a business or profession or from rental or real or personal property. This includes gross receipts minus operating expenses received from the operation of an unincorporated farm or ranch, interest and dividends, the full amount of periodic payments received from Social Security, annuities, insurance policies, retirement funds, pensions, disability or death benefits, and other similar types of periodic receipts. Payments in lieu of earnings, such as unemployment and disability compensation, workers' compensation and severance pay, public assistance, periodic and determinable allowances, such as alimony and child support payments, and regular contributions or gifts received from people not residing in the dwelling. All regular pay, special pay, and allowances of a member of the armed forces, whether living in the dwelling or away, who is head of the family or spouse. This is the first income survey sample included in the Commerce Income Survey Toolkit found on our website. This income survey includes the cover page of the survey, which clearly defines income, so survey takers understand what is to be included in the calculation of their income on the next page. For this income survey example, the taker is asked to indicate how many persons in the household there are, and then to notate with an X if their income is above or below the AMI listed. An example is included that states if there are 3 persons currently in your household and the total gross income of the 2 adults was $45,000, you would put an X after below in the space above. Please note, this survey will only tell what percentage of the population is living below 80% of the AMI and will not give you a new median household income. The second income survey example included in the Income Survey Toolkit distinguishes between low and moderate incomes by using the above or below method. Once again, there is a cover page defining what income to include for this survey. On the second page, the survey respondent first selects how many individuals are in the household and then indicates if the household income is above or below the low and moderate income found on the HUD Income Limits website. On the final portion of the survey, the responder must sign the income surveys. Please remember that the income levels included on these examples are only examples. They're not indicative of any particular community in Montana. The third income survey example includes the number of individuals in the household, the definition of what income is, and simply asks for the total income of the household for that given year. This type of income survey will give an exact number, which is the median household income, and therefore the only income survey tool that can be used to potentially determine eligibility for the Montana Coal Endowment Program, or MSEP, and CDBG applications. So, if you have a project in mind that will be including both of these programs in their funding matrix, this might be the right survey tool to use. There are 4 required materials to include in your CDBG application. First, the survey tool itself, which must be approved by Commerce staff prior to distribution. 2, the distribution method. Was this an online survey, door-to-door, mailed? Was this distributed during public meetings, or a combination of several types of distribution? 3, the response rate. In the handbook, there is an equation for a minimum response rate in order to ensure accuracy of the survey. And 4, documentation of approval by Commerce staff. Once your income survey has been approved, you will receive an email confirmation. Please include this email as documentation that the survey tool has been approved by staff. Please do not include the completed income surveys in your application. The surveys must be kept by the applicant, city, town, or county for 5 years at least in a confidential location. So what survey resources are available? As previously stated, the Documenting Benefit to Low and Moderate Income Persons Handbook is available on our website. Please visit the Grant Administration Manual, page in the Income Survey Toolkit. Here you'll find the handbook, cover letters, sample income surveys, and CPD Notice 24-04. In addition to the Documenting Benefit to Low and Moderate Income Persons Handbook on our website, HUD has their own Income Survey Toolkit available on the HUD Exchange website. The HUD Toolkit provides additional income survey examples, online survey applications, and other outreach materials that can help your survey be successful. A reminder, if you choose to use a HUD income survey, it does still need to be approved by Commerce prior to distribution. Here are the sample income surveys you can find in the HUD Income Survey Toolkit. This layout is different than the samples found in Commerce's Income Survey Toolkit. Reminder, Commerce does need the definitions of income to be included in the cover letter of your income survey. And here is another example of a sample income survey from the HUD Toolkit. This is similar to the over, under, or above or below income survey that is found in Commerce's handbook. We've now come to the end of the presentation. My contact information is on the screen in case anyone has questions at a later date. Does anyone have any questions that we can answer now? Please raise your hand to do so and we will call on you. You can also unmute yourself and ask any questions.
There are no questions in the chat, and I'm not seeing anything in the questions module either. Oh, Lynette just said one. Income surveys need to be done by a third party.
Lynette, that's a great question. They do not require to be done by a third party. If a city, town, or county wishes to perform an income survey, that is totally acceptable. They still need a Commerce approval prior to distribution. Yes, I will put the links in the chat. Give me 1 second. Stop sharing. So, oh, hold on. Let me get you the correct link here. Hold on a second. Okay, so that second link is the correct link. My apologies. So that's to the CDBG Grant Administration Manual. And so what you'll do is just scroll down to the bottom of the Grant Administration Manual page, and the income surveys are the second to last toolkit. Um, you can also find the previous CDBG administration workshops at the bottom there as well. Can't see the link. Oh, hold on. How about now? I think I was only sending it to other panelists. My bad.
Yes, it looks like it went to everyone.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay. So you're going to just scroll down to the bottom of the manual and you'll see the new toolkit documents.
Rosie, do you mind taking a minute and showing us how to get there?
Yeah.
Since we've got a little time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So let me go back to Commerce's homepage here. So if you are on Commerce's home, oh, okay. Sure. Okay, so this is Commerce's homepage. What you're going to do is going to click on infrastructure and planning um, or community development block grant program. And then over on the left-hand side, you're going to see the CDBG Grant Administration Manual. You're going to click on it. And then you'll find all of the toolkits that we have for administering a CDBG program. And then down at the bottom, we've created the new toolkit for income surveys. And so this includes the handbook, the income surveys and cover letter in Word and PDF format, and then the CPD notice, which references and discusses determining how to collect income survey data, making sure it's valid and reliable. Um, yeah. And then this will also be where this training and presentation will be, along with the slides. So the slides will be posted shortly after this presentation. Okay, well, if there's no other questions, okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us today. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I will put my email in the chat. But thanks everyone for your time today.